So we got the wife here. I literally got her on the spot. Do you even know I'm recording right now?
I just heard a little ding.
So do you know what I'm about to ask you?
No. I haven't talked to you other than, you're in my way in the bathroom.
I just want to ask you a few questions. You scared?
Maybe.
You nervous?
A little bit. And y'all hush.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Do I need to turn the skillet up?
I mean, not really. But...
Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
So let's go ahead and get this thing popping. Let's go ahead and put you on the spot. You know how I do. Makes it more authentic. In 2007, you had the opportunity. Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, I think like
it's easy, nothing complicated. 2007, you had the opportunity to sign a record deal.
Yeah, I remember now.
A literal record deal for $300,000.
Yes.
You turned it down.
Yes.
Was that the best decision you ever made, or the worst decision you ever made in your life?
Well, definitely the best decision I would say I made. At the time, I probably was feeling kind of like, like, man, I missed out on a lot of money. But no, I know it was the best decision.
So you said at the time you was, after you turned it down, you was like, man, did I make the right decision? Did I make a mistake? So you were honestly thinking that?
No, well, the thing was, I got the contract in advance, so I had time to look it over and, send it to my entertainment lawyer at the time. And he said that it didn't look like a good idea, but I was looking at the numbers, So in my mind, I was like, well, okay, so I'll be locked in, and, he read the whole thing. He said it's not. He said, don't sign it. And I said, I want to sign it anyway because of how much money it was. That would change my life, So I went in there ready to sign. I didn't care what he said. I was gonna sign it. So yeah, I felt in a way like, dang. Yeah.
So was it like a 360 deal or no?
Yeah. You mean like everything? Yeah. Where everything was, he got a percentage of everything. Yeah, it was a 360 deal. Yeah.
So it was a 360 deal.
Yes.
So they were doing 360 deals even back then.
Yes.
And what stopped you from signing that contract?
The Lord.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Houston, Texas. I drove from San Antonio to Houston, Texas, to meet with the manager about the contract, because that we were supposed to sign. I was supposed to sign it that day, and drove out there. And when I got there, I told him that I had to get a pen, because he, in my mind, I was like, I'm getting ready to sign it. And he was like, you looked over? I was like, yeah, I looked over it. And then I said, let me go grab a pen. And I went to my car to get the pen. On the way, I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, if you don't want me to do this, Lord, you got to, if you don't want me to do this, Lord, you got to show me. You got to tell me. You got to stop me. In my mind, I'm praying that. And so I go to the car. And on the way, when I'm getting out of the car, walking back to him or them, because it was two of them, but the main guy, when I was walking back to them, this bolt of lightning, like broad, no clouds in the sky, was not raining, it was not storming, it was nothing that would be no reason for lightning to strike. But a bolt of lightning struck in front of me when I'm walking back to them. And it scared me. It scared me so bad that I knew that was my sign, because I literally just prayed. I was like, Lord, if you don't want me to sign it, you got to show me. The Lord was like, okay. Guess I got to be extreme with you, because you ain't listening. Your lawyer told you don't sign it, and you're still going to sign it. So, yeah. So when I got back, and I told him, I was like, I can't sign this. Why? I can't sign it. That's not a good idea. I'm not signing it. He was so mad. I don't know why. Maybe because, maybe they saw, dollar signs, looking at me. But yeah, he was mad. He was angry that I wouldn't sign it.
I know why he was mad. You probably don't know, but you So you said yourself, the way I conduct myself, I would have made it. You said yourself, I would have made a good manager.
Yes.
So
Yes, because you would have done right by me.
out of her own mouth, somebody that was in the industry, you've been to Hollywood, you performed at places like what, the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yep. House of Blues, L.A. Yeah.
So you've performed at places where celebrities that people idolize.
Yes.
You at the same stage.
Yes. Coachella. Yes. Yes.
Coach, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
And you can go. This can be confirmed. There's nothing that you're lying about.
Nothing I'm lying about.
Okay.
And I've had many music managers as well. I have not had just one.
Okay.
I've had several.
We'll get to that. But out of your own mouth, you coming out of the music industry, being in Hollywood, doing these different shows, having an actual $300,000 contract in 2007, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I did the numbers in regards to what it'd be worth today, but and you're saying that you knowing me, I would have made a good manager.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is why, and you tell me your thoughts. This is why I believe they were upset that you didn't sign the contract. The ultimate reason, one, is Houston, Texas. Them seeing the potential in you and what you would have been able to do, how much money you're will be able to generate in Houston, Texas in 2007.
Yeah, there was no Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
There was no the Texas rappers that are out now. They weren't. I was it, but my story. But yeah, I was ready. I was ready to steamroll all of them. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
And I wasn't like that. I wasn't half naked on stage. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have led me in that direction eventually, but that wasn't my style. Anyway.
Yeah, because in 2007, you know better than I do, but who was hot in Texas?
You talking about men, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot. Chameleon, Paul Wall, Slim Thug. I mean, it's a long list of them. UGK. Pimp C.
Yeah. So that's why they was. I believe the main reason they were upset because it was me. You have all these
men talent, right? That was what they told me. They was like, female talent is like it's not a thing. They were like, you're it. So
and then they would have grouped you with them.
Yes, and I already knew them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already had connections with them because of what I was doing in the industry. I didn't like know them like they were my homies, but I had literal connections to do music with them.
And they understood that from that side. So you would have been doing music with the very people that are black people allied to this day, Pimp C.
Yes. But my music was different than theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've heard my music, my music was different. So I don't know how they would have done that. Maybe they would have me feature on their stuff.
Feature.
Yeah, because them featuring on my stuff, I mean, they would have had to keep it clean because my music was, was clean. Like, I wasn't with the, gangster stuff. But they probably would have let me do that. If
it was me, I would have probably did the same way, have you feature on some of their songs, just to, me speaking from that.
Like how they did Beyonce with, what's his name? Ooh, boy, you're looking like you like what you said. Check up on it. Bun B. Like that. They would probably did something like that.
And then eventually bring you out, and then that would have served as your platform would have served as a crossover platform for the other artists at a later date.
Right.
So now they would have gotten your fan base.
Right.
Because that's how I would have played. I'm business and everything.
Yeah.
So that's how I would have played. You also had at the time Big Pokey, DJ Screw and all them.
Yeah.
And then Big Pokey, he died.
Yeah, he
where?
just died.
Where he died?
In Texas. You talking about where? In Beaumont, right?
And why is Beaumont near to your heart?
Well, because I'm from Beaumont.
So you're from Beaumont. So the very place that, and people that are in music, they know about Big Pokey.
Yes.
He's associated with Slim Thug and all them. They know him.
Whole
underground.
DJs, a Screwed Up Clique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you see. Yeah, they all associated with each other. And what's the other dude that's real big out there? Zero. That name. Whenever I say his name, it's a story. If you from Texas, Zero. When I came out, they wouldn't let me. People got mad that my name was Ro. They were like, Ro, you're not Ro. There's only one Ro. It's Zero. And I was like, dang, you coming up to me like after my show, like coming to tell me. And it would happen so much. I was like, okay. To my manager, I said, I got to do something. People were mad at me. I can't be Ro.
So you was out at the same time as him?
Well, he was out first, but I didn't think nothing of it because my name is Ro. You know,
And you're
his
a
name is
female.
not Ro. His name is Jeremiah. I don't know. If you know him, you know him. But his name starts with a J. It's like Jeremy or something like that.
Which would mean that you had to be somewhat talented to be seen as a threat because you're a female,
Right,
you're rapping, and you know your name is.
Ro.
That was your stage name at the time.
Yeah, that was like when I first came out. Like first. Like I probably had done like a few shows, a handful of shows, and people were tripping on me.
In Texas? Or?
In Texas, yeah, not outside of Texas, but in Texas, yeah, they were tripping. So I was like, okay, well, I got to change my name. So I added Lady on there, Lady Ro. And Lady Gaga was not out, so it wasn't a thing like, oh, you Lady. Nope, there was no Lady nothing. Lady Antebellum, but that was a country group, rock, something like that. But so they weren't, people, you know, black people don't know all about the countryside. They more focus on rap and hip hop and stuff like that. Yeah, my name is Mommy. They're more focused on the rap and hip hop side. So when I came out as Ro, they were like, no, you can't be Ro. You better go figure something out. Okay, and I did. So Lady Ro was my new stage name.
So let's talk about something that's near and dear to your heart in regards to actual music, and it's producers.
Yeah.
Because you know, producer can make or break the song, and a producer can make up for a bad artist.
Yeah.
Because
Totally.
most of the artists today, they're terrible.
Garbage.
Yeah. Who are some, from what you can remember, some of the some of the producers that you, we're gonna say, personally work with? You not, okay, you know them by so and so, but you personally work with.
Producers that I personally
Yes,
work with?
personally worked with, personally spoke to, and
Oh. That have worked on my album. That's what you're talking about.
yeah, or just music in general.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't have to necessarily have
No, I
work.
just remember. Like I was gonna say nobody, but I just remember. Like, oh yeah. Daryl Swan.
Okay, so give a little backdrop about Darren Swan for those who don't know.
Daryl Swan is a producer. He's done work for Macy Gray, but he's done more than just Macy Gray's album. But that's the one that jumps out at me. I'm pretty sure you can go look him up and see like who all he's worked with.
His name is Daryl Swan.
Daryl Swan, yeah, Daryl Swan worked with Macy Gray. He also produced one of the songs or a couple of songs on my album that's, I don't even know if it's still available, because when I got saved I started to like pull stuff. Is it still out there?
We're talking about
Role Model?
Role Model's still on.
It is still out there?
Still on
Okay.
Amazon.
Okay.
So let me make sure I get this right. Daryl Swan, he's producing music for Macy Gray, and Macy Gray has won what?
Grammys.
She's won Grammys.
Yes.
Which most of y'all know that's in music. And this same Daryl Swan, you have produced music with him that's out today.
Yes.
That's still out today. And this
Yes.
was back in when?
2009.
So
Wait, it was 2010. It was 2009, 2010, something like that.
so why did he work with you?
Well, because he believed in me. He believed that I was talented and that I would take off.
So
he said he would help me take off. Like it wasn't a.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure the story.
yeah,
So
he would help.
Daryl Swan,
Yeah.
who has produced music for Grammy and Emmy or whatever award-winning people,
Mm-hmm.
he produced songs with you, at least 2 songs, and you're saying that he did that because he saw the talent in you and that you could at least get to the level of Macy Gray. We're gonna say that, if
Yes.
not higher.
Yes.
Because Macy Gray won all these awards and stuff.
Yes.
So he saw that you had a possibility of doing that, which he did these songs with you.
Yes, but what with me in the industry it was talent, but it was more than talent. It was drive. Like they don't just look at talent in the industry. There's plenty of people out there that are garbage. They look at how far are you willing to go. Now, was I willing to sell my soul? No, but as far as drive, like am I willing to work late and work on songs and work on the same song 100 times until my throat is sore, or like they saw the drive, like are you in the studio 7 days a week? So that drive they look for. But they also, I'm not talking about Daryl, I'm talking about the ones that want you to sell your soul. They look for, are you willing to do anything? Daryl's looking for, are you talented and you got drive, you can go far.
Okay.
They look for, you talented, we don't really care, you got drive, We care about that, but are you willing to do anything?
Okay. Now let me ask you this before I forget. At one point in time, you even had your own radio show.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I own the radio station, but yeah, I have my own radio
Your
show.
own radio. What would you call it?
Like segment. I have my own radio segment. It
And
was the Hip Hop Hour, KSYM 90.1 San Antonio.
okay, so you had this contract. You didn't sign it because you say, according to your testimony, God, you say you believe in Jesus Christ, right?
Oh, yes.
The Jesus in the Bible that everybody
Yes.
speak against.
Yes.
So you turned down a $300,000 contract in 2007.
Yes.
A contract that in 2024 most artists would literally sell their soul for.
Yes.
Because you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and you're saying in 2024 that you don't regret it.
No, I do not regret it.
Okay, I just want to get the record straight.
No.
Get this record straight for the people.
No.
So I mean, looking back on it, why?
Why what?
Why today in 2024 do you still believe? Because of course back in 2007 you're like, did I make a mistake? But from 2007 to 2024, there's a time period of growth. Time period of growth and reflection. Give us that reflection in regards to why in 2024 you still believe even more that was the best decision for you to have made.
One, when I look back, I know that manager, his record label did not have my best interest at heart. Now, I didn't see it then, but as time progressed, I saw that. Too, and then how he responded. If he really cared, he could have, talked to me about it the next day or say, okay, it's fine. You can, we can think about it again or whatever. He was very, very upset, like he left his house. I left San Antonio and drove to Houston. He didn't leave Houston and drive to San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? Like he was mad like I just cost him. Maybe I did. I don't know. But so he didn't truly care about me as an artist. 3, where the Lord took me or allowed me to go after I turned that down, leaving Texas and moving to Hollywood, I could have done those things that he was trying to do. Not that kind of money. Obviously, I had that kind of money without him because of the connections the Lord blessed me with moving to Hollywood. Daryl Swan was one of 100 people that said that they would help me, that I worked with, that were very prominent. You know what I'm saying? He was one person, but Daryl Swan cared. There was 100 people that said they would help me. Did all of them care? I can't say that. But I'm saying is the Lord set me up to where I was in meetings with Fox Sports. That's a big deal. I'm in meetings with people that do big things in the industry, and nobody at that time yet had asked me to do anything compromising. So
let me pause it right there because I don't want to forget this point. I watched an interview recently with Slim Thug.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Thug was talking about royalties and stuff like that and why he stayed independent. And one of the things he mentioned that he said that people don't know is the theme song for the Houston Texans that is still played today. He wrote that.
Yeah.
So you told me a story that you had an opportunity. Because you sat down with you had a meeting with the executives of you tell the story.
Yes, I had a meeting with the executives in the music department of Fox Sports, and also that's one meeting. I had another meeting with another executive that did the music for the ESPN women's WNBA, ESPN, and the Olympics. So when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, this." When I say Olympics. So when I say dream,
the Olympics,
Olympics.
Not the Hood Olympics.
No, not
the Crate Challenge.
No,
the Olympics.
The television, what people wait 4 years long for Olympics. Those Olympics. Yeah. And so I'm in meetings with these two different guys. The dude with Fox Sports was an older black dude. The dude with ESPN, WNBA, Olympics, he was a younger white dude. 2 different meetings with 2 different people, 2 different companies. That was for me dream. That was a dream because that's something since I was in Texas when I was really grinding and performing a lot and doing things in Texas. That was my dream. Like I always wanted to have my music played in places that I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to get on stage to make money. I want to be like, I'm at the grocery store and my song's playing, or it's on the airline, or it's at the games. Like, and so when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my chance, And so, what was the question?
I don't know.
Because you just mentioned Slim Thug. Oh, because you were talking about Slim Thug and he had his music playing.
Yeah. And then you segueing into the opportunities that you had, which one of them was to get your music played in stadiums.
Yeah. Okay. So we rewind back when I was doing when I was with that label that wanted to sign me for the $300,000, the contract. I wasn't officially with that label. They had been watching me at different shows and seeing the response of people when I perform, and so that's what led to that. But also at that time, when I was living in Texas, because I hadn't moved to California yet, I did do a deal with somebody else. Wasn't the same guy. It was another person in Houston. Because I was in San Antonio living there, but I was dealing a lot in Houston because I was going to Houston. I was doing shows in Houston and doing shows in San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas. I was just doing the Texas circuit, you could say. I was performing all over Texas. And there was a guy that I met. I can't remember how I met him. So I'm sorry, it was a long time ago, but he connected me with the Houston. It's a football team. It's a Houston women's football team that he had me to record a song. I signed a contract. I was paid to do the song, but had I been smart, like Slim Thug, Boss Hog, I would have had it to where I was getting paid every time my song was getting played. And they used my song that I recorded in the studio in Houston and played my song at every one of their games at this women's Houston's football game at Houston women's football team. Like when they had their games, they played my songs, and so I got paid one time for that. So when I watched the interview and Slim Thug said that, I watched it with my husband. I felt sad, like on the inside, like, man, I was not smart.
You dropped the ball.
I dropped the ball so much because at the time, I was learning the music business. I didn't know music business. That's why the Lord had to jump in a lot of times and send a bolt of lightning, because I would have signed their contract. I signed the contract for them to play my song at every single game, and I only got paid one time for it. Had I been smart, had I known my entertainment lawyer then, because I didn't know him yet, he probably would have said, "Listen, Ro, before you sign it, see if you can get what do you call it, residuals. When they play your song, even if it's $25 a game, they playing every single year. If they play 100 games, $25, do the math. Don't just walk in there and say, okay, yeah, give me a few $100s and y'all play my song for the rest of your, So I don't have to sign nothing when the song is played. It's done. It's played. They ain't got to get my permission for nothing.
So the big question is, how much did they pay you?
Less than $500.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, so yeah. Oh, Lord. And this is, I didn't know. I didn't know. And so I think I look back on the decisions I made, like, man, I could probably still be. I don't know if they still playing my song now, but when I say that song was a hit,
but it
was a big deal.
It would have made money then, and then it could have been used for something else because somebody may have wanted to use it in the catalog or something.
Right, and then instead of contacting me, hey, Ro, can we use this song? We love it. We're gonna play it. They only had to contact him because he owned the rights to the song.
So he could have sold the rights, as far as you know, to somebody else.
He could have sold it to the team for $10,000. Who knows?
Nobody knows who.
I don't know.
I mean, it may be something you want. I don't know if you want to look into that, because you find out, you just say, oh, Sony owns the rights and they're using it for the WNBA.
Oh my gosh. No, they couldn't, because the song was it was written for the team. So the team's name and stuff is in it. Like, when I wrote it like
they can use
personal.
They can use a snippet of it.
They could, because the song, it went hard. It was hot. Like, whenever I played with people, they'd be like, oh my gosh. Like,
was it as hard as Machine?
Nah, Machine was harder, but still, it was still hard. It was like right behind it. It was
okay.
Went hard. Like, if you heard it at the team at the games, you probably be like, okay, who's that? It was hard. I would say the Lord did bless me in that area when it comes. That's what I'm saying, for sports, stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, it was make me sad.
I mean, it's part of your testimony. You got to tell it. There's a show I've been watching recently that. We're going to get back to the producers, so don't let me forget that. The show I've been watching recently, you come in and you watch it with me a little bit. It's a police show. starring a certain star named Shamar.
Oh.
Named Shamar Moore.
Okay.
Do you or have you had any type of connection with Shamar Moore?
Yes. One time in Hollywood. I had a friend.
That was one of them type that you hear about.
Yeah, she was connected. She is an actress. She done some things with Brandy and things like that on TV. Moesha. That's all I'm gonna say about her. She was like, "Hey, Ro, I'm going to the Super Bowl party. Da 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 da. You want to come with me?" It's at Shamar Moore's house. Who? Shamar Moore's house. Girl, yeah. So we went. I dressed normal. She dressed celeb. You know, I didn't know that. You know, supposed to. But anyway, I didn't. I came normal. But yeah, went to Shamar Moore's house. He was very nice. A lot of celebrities there. I felt, you know, I felt like a nobody because I wasn't famous. I was just doing my thing in the industry, and like I said, I showed up normal. I didn't show up in my stage glitz and glam like when I performed a lot. I would be flashy, but when I went to his Super Bowl party, I didn't. I was trying to be normal, and that's how that went. I met him. He was nice. There wasn't nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy from you.
Nothing crazy from me. No, probably because I wasn't. You know when I went in the house and they were like, oh yeah, the party's over here because you came in. You know, he's got big old house and everything. I went straight into the kitchen because he was like, you know, make yourself at home and eat whatever you want. The party's over here, and he went over there in the party room. There, I don't know how many people was in there. It was a lot of people, probably 100 people in there. And so when I went in there, I didn't know nobody. It wasn't like, oh yeah, hey, so and so. Like they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know you, Ro. So it wasn't like I knew anybody. Like I literally just knew my friend, and everybody else in there most of them was like celebrities and people from music and acting and stuff like that. But I didn't play no groupie role or nothing like that. I didn't try to mess with nobody. I ate, I chilled, I sat by the pool, and then when it was time to go, I left.
So at the time you didn't. What year was this? Estimate.
Maybe 2011.
Okay. So at the time, were you ignorant to the parties? Or did you know about the parties?
No, I knew about the parties.
Did you think that was one of them type of, parties?
Before I went, I didn't know. But I asked my friend and she was like, no, Shamar, he cool. So when she said that, I trusted her. I think she would have told me.
The action don't happen until when it get dark, though.
I mean, we stayed there till it was dark. Because the Super Bowl, when it's dark when the Super Bowl goes off. So it was dark, but it wasn't like if any of that happened, I missed it. Because when the game was off and people started to leave, I didn't hear no announcements of like, hey, if you, because I've heard how the parties go. At the end of the night when the party is over, the party's really just getting started, and they'll say, hey, if you ain't, if you ain't getting down,
get the out.
Get out. And so people start to leave, and there was no announcement like that made. Like we literally, when we were done, eating and chilling and everything, we left, and other people were leaving too. But it wasn't like everybody left. There was still a lot of people there, but people was leaving. So.
But these parties that people act like are so secretive is not really secretive in Hollywood.
No, it's not no secret in Hollywood.
So
it's the thing, they know about it. Everybody know about it.
So the P Diddy type of party that's shot like, but
no, nobody in the industry is shot. Nobody's in Hollywood.
Because that's how they get down.
That's how they get down. They know it, and they know if they show up to that type of thing.
They know what's up.
They know what. That's right. Ain't nobody going there like, oh, I didn't know they were doing that there. No.
Would that include TD Fakes, Mr.
That would
include
him too.
Oh, okay.
Because he's been prominent. It's not like he just bust out on the scene
a
couple years ago. Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't just bust out on the scene a couple of years ago. He's been prominent, and people that the more prominent you are, a lot of times the more dirt they got to hide.
Because they got the cameras all throughout the house and they're recording everything, but. Then they set them up with the nanny cam. Back to the producers. We got Daryl Swan. Who else do we have?
Producers. As far as it worked on my album, as far as work with me, he's the only one. Producers that I've met.
give us the most. I guess you say the most famous one that probably told me. I think wasn't the same guy that did the Bodyguard? Was he the same one that worked
Oh,
with Prince also?
nope, two different people.
Oh, okay, so I
One,
mean that's another one.
one was that worked with Prince. His name is Kip, and then the one that worked on the Bodyguard soundtrack name is Alan Rich.
Okay, let's address Kip. For those who don't know, who is Kip in the music
industry? A singer. He's a singer. He might be a songwriter too, but he was a performer. He went on tour many years with Prince. Knew him personally.
Prince from the hood?
No, Prince. You know.
Prince. Purple Rain Prince.
Purple Rain. Yeah.
So you personally spoke to Kip, who worked with Prince?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to.
Yeah.
And what did Kip have to say? I mean, what was y'all's relationship?
Oh, he was my instructor. He was one of my vocal instructors. Mostly like when I would come to his class, because when I got to that level, because it was different levels when I was in music school. Certain classes were a whole class, or was 10 to 20 people, and certain classes was one-on-one. And so in Kip's class, it was one-on-one because it was just about you and your song. So when you came in there with your music, with your either one song or your whole album, and he had to listen to it and say, this is what I think you should do before this song was released. So he was literally my counselor, mentor on any song that I wanted to bring to him. And so that's what it was. And of course, we had conversations about industry stuff, and I would ask, because he was friends and worked with Prince, But I don't want to say anything about what we said. He had a lot to say. Put it like that. I don't want to throw him under the bus. He'd be like, well, Rose said, Kip said.
Yeah.
Kip would be like, what? That was supposed to be confidential.
See, y'all think I just be making stuff up, man. I don't have to. Even if I didn't know this stuff, I still know it because she got her connections and I got my connections. She's more connected than I am in that regard. Hey. But we don't get on here to lie. It's mostly me that's making these videos because I'm the pastor of this ministry. But we make these videos and we tell you what we tell you to protect you because we actually care for you. We're looking out for you. And so when you see me post something that you deem is crazy, like I always tell you, trust and believe. We got the receipts. We got the receipts. All those stories that you may or may not hear, that you don't know if it's true or not. We can confirm them. We can confirm them. And if we want to, all we gotta do is pick up, make a call, and say, hey, what's going on with this? I mean, we don't necessarily do that because the Most High is gonna give us the revelation, but believe we can. So, what did Kip have to say about your music?
He said that I was ready. Especially
ready for what?
Big time. He said I was ready. To release it. I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Was there any negative critiques? I did get negative critiques from time to time. Probably more on the production side, not necessarily the song. As far as the lyrics and the melody, like he liked the lyrics, he liked the melody, but as far as the production, he's like, make sure you get the best producers, because there was Daryl, but Daryl didn't do my whole album. So that was the thing. It was more so the production, not necessarily my lyrics and the melody. But yeah, Kip, he felt like I was ready, but he did warn me too about sharks in the industry. He did, But really, honestly, males have more to worry about than females. Sadly, because females gonna do what females do, it's natural. What I'm saying?
That's an interesting point that you said that the males in the industry have more to worry about than the females, and then you look at the fruit of it, it's the truth. You hear about females having this and that done to them or whatever, but it's like they target the males purposely.
Right, because a woman and a man coming together is natural. Now, did she want to come together with that particular guy? Probably not. But when it's the other way, a man and a man,
It's more scandalous, more Holly weirdish.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, Nicki Minaj got with Wayne. Oh, okay. Well, Nicki Minaj got with Baby, Birdman. Oh, okay. But when it's Wayne got with Baby, you know what I'm saying? It's just
it's our love. We go. This is what we do. Like
right. So
when they start doing that in Louisiana, kissing like that.
Nope. Then don't put that on the Louisiana. That's them.
Got the education.
Yeah, my family from Louisiana. My daddy, my people.
Yeah.
That ain't no Louisiana thing. That's the what they record label?
Cash money.
Cash money thing.
Yeah.
That's Birdman and his people.
Yeah. So we got Dale Swan. Mm-hmm. We got Kip, who worked with Prince. Mm-hmm. No, did he? What do you mean he worked with Prince?
He was his singer. He was his background singer.
So he
if you watch Prince videos, you'll see Kip on stage with Prince.
So he worked with him for a long time.
Yes, he had a long time.
Okay. And then who we got next?
You said Alan Rich.
That's.
He was a songwriter.
Alan,
for Whitney Houston.
So we got
more than Whitney, but that was big. The Bodyguard soundtrack.
Okay, so now we have Alan Rich, and you're saying that Alan Rich, he produced the soundtrack,
wrote a couple of hit songs from Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard.
Yeah, so got paid big when she passed away. Big.
So he worked with the Whitney Houston.
Well, I don't know if he worked with her. You know what I'm saying? But he wrote the song. A person can write a song and never meet the artist.
Okay.
So, but I don't recall if he met her. I remember him telling us that when the Bodyguard was released, that he became rich within a few months. Talking about when it first was released, and then he said he blew all his money. I'm telling all his business. This is stuff that he told us, in class.
I mean, it's public record. I mean, if he told it in class.
Yeah. He told us he blew all his money, and he was young, and and he at the time she was alive when he was telling this story. So, we ain't know she was gonna die the next year. But yeah, when he told us the story about how he blew all the money he made from Bodyguard, and he said, "Now I'm just a regular guy." He said, "I'm here, I'm teaching." He said, "If I would have done right with my money, so I wouldn't be here teaching." And so we would joke with him, like one day, Whitney ain't gonna be around forever, not knowing like, hey, that day is about to be like a year from now. So when I look back on him, like, dang, like we didn't know she was about to die. So he was like, man, he said, God forbid something happened to her, but if I ever had the chance again.
Y'all keep it down, man.
He said if I ever had the chance again, he said I would do right with my money. And we would laugh. We were like, yeah, you do. We said, we ain't gonna see you. And he was like, nah, I wouldn't do that. Well, guess what? When she died that following year, he disappeared. No kidding. I went to go look for him because I wanted to laugh. I wanted to tell him like, hey, remember you said that? Say, look at you. I couldn't even find him to tell him nothing. He disappeared.
So you already know.
I knew. I laughed. I said, okay.
Okay. So, did you work with him personally, or was this in the was that more the classroom setting? Or was that the one-on-one?
Both.
Okay.
I was in his class in a classroom setting where it was like 10 to 20 of us. I don't know how many, but it was a whole class. And then the following year, the following semester, it was one-on-one. So it was more like with Kip, like bring your songs. But see, with Alan, it wasn't necessarily a production like with Kip. It was production. It was the song. It was the melody. It was everything, the whole song. With Alan Rich, it was the lyrics because he was a songwriter. He hit songwriter, not just songwriter, hit songwriter. So it makes a big difference when you're a hit songwriter.
So he was helping you to structure your songs that
could be hits. Yes.
On the likes of Whitney Houston.
Yes. That's what it was all about. And that was any song that I brought to him. Of course, it was the songs that you want to release. Just don't bring him a random song. Like he wanted songs like, "What are you about to put out? What are you about to release? Bring me that." He would go over line by line. This could be like this, or this is better, or the chorus should be like this, or maybe it's too long or too short. Or like he literally would go over your song line by line. And so that's what Alan did with me.
So you worked with some. Well, let me ask you this also. What do you have to say about your music, about your talent, but then also your drive. Do you have anything to say about that? Or
Both. He believed that. He said he knew. He said, I know you're gonna make it in this industry. He's like, as long as you stay focused on your craft and don't worry about people trying to change you. He's like, because where you are, you're in a good space. You're different. There's a lot of booty shakers out there. Especially in the music industry, and I wasn't doing all that. I'm not saying I was dressing modestly, but I wasn't like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. How they are, half naked all the time, booty shaking, all that stuff, making the stallion. He was saying that to stay like this. Don't let them change you. As far as the music was concerned, he definitely thought that the music was great. He said it's not just good. He said it's great. It's different. It's great. He's like, you just need to, you just need help. You need somebody to help you to get out there and don't compromise. That was pretty much every teacher says, don't compromise yourself, because they knew, because they were in the industry. And I'm pretty sure when you're a songwriter, when you're a producer, when you're on the back end, there's less pressure to compromise versus being an artist. And I was the artist. So the artist is always going to be pushed to compromise, always. And so that's probably why they were always telling me that, like, don't compromise. Stay true to who you are. Stay true. Don't let them. So.
do you believe you would have won these coveted awards in Hollywood?
If I would have sold my soul, yes. Without selling my soul, they probably would have tried to shut me down somewhere along the way. Just being honest. But I was shooting for that. But the more time I spent out there in Hollywood, the more I saw that I would have to compromise. I would have to sell my soul to get it. And so I was slowly taking my eyes off of it. Like, maybe I don't want them awards because I don't want to have to do that.
Do you believe you would have been rich if you stayed out there and continued your music?
100%, yes.
Are you richer now, or you think if you stayed there you would have been richer then?
Oh, I'm definitely richer now. Because
so where the money at then?
It's coming, but when we talking about spiritual riches. Spiritual riches is things that I did not have back then.
So the spiritual riches that you have now, they're worth more to you than music in Hollywood, which is your dream from a child.
Yes.
That was your dream from a child, right?
Yes. Since I was 2 years old.
So you were 2?
Yes.
That was your dream. Yes, so you one of them children.
Yeah, and I announced it when I was like 8. I told the world what I wanted to be when I was 8 years old.
And you're saying that from 2 years old, we're gonna say 8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Hollywood. I'm gonna do music, this and that.
Yes.
You're saying that all that you count as dung in comparison to what you have now.
Yes.
And you ain't really got no money in your pocket.
Yes.
Is you struggling with bills?
Yes.
I'm asking, is you struggling?
Yeah.
Cause I know you've been complaining about your hair, getting your hair done. In comparison, that's a big thing for you. It's been a while since you gotten your hair done, right?
Yeah, when I was in Hollywood.
But in Hollywood,
you know how I couldn't leave the house.
Tell that. You can tell that story.
I'll tell the story. And when I was in Hollywood, even before that, even in Texas, because it started in Texas, when I decided that I was gonna, put the pedal to the metal. When I was in San Antonio, that was it. I decided that I'm gone. I'm gone to the what they say, the stars. I'm gone. From Texas to California, I presented myself a certain way because I was in the industry. So I wanted people to see me a certain way. Now, was I like that behind closed doors? It was a front, honestly. It was a front, but still, I always made sure when I left the house, I looked like Lady Rowe. So I always had on heels, sorry y'all, my children. Hey y'all. I always had on tight jeans, skinny jeans. Again, like I said, I didn't dress slutty, but I didn't dress modest either. So heels, jeans, cute shirt, and my hair done. Every day for years. Texas, California, so you could say, years. And now what do you want me to say? Now in marriage, actually no, let's back up. When I got saved, I gave away all of my super expensive my wardrobe. I gave it away because I felt convicted by it. I felt like it wasn't modest, and I had shoes you know how men go and spend a couple $100 on the newest whatever. I would do that, but it wasn't Nike, it wasn't Jordans, it was, some other name fashion, that was the end thing or whatever. Like, I spent a lot of money on clothes and shoes when I was in Hollywood, and I gave them clothes away. And when I did, I felt a burden lifted off of me because, one, it wasn't modest, and two, I felt like I was, what's the word when someone has control over you?
Bondage?
Yeah, I felt in bondage to the clothes, the shoes, and the hair. And I also, at the same time, when I gave away all my expensive clothes and shoes, I stopped wearing weave too. I was wearing weave.
My question is this, for the people. When you used to go get your hair done in Hollywood, was it just like random people that were doing your hair?
No, I went to celebrity stylists. Like, I went to stylists that did other celebrities' hair.
Why?
Maybe because I wanted to feel like a celebrity, even though I wasn't famous. I was always around celebrities. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was regularly, that was a part of my day. And so in my mind, I felt like a celebrity. So it was like, well, I'm a celebrity, even though nobody knows who I am. I'm going to go to celebrity stylists, not to go meet celebrities. I did see my stylist. She had an appointment, or should I say Kyla Pratt, if you know who Kyla Pratt is. Kyla Pratt's appointment was after mine. So when I had just finished doing my hair, I was leaving the salon and Kyla Pratt was coming in. So my stylist, she did celebrities' hair, but I didn't go there so I can meet Kyla Pratt. I went there because in my mind, I was a celebrity.
Okay. I close with this final question.
Are we going to do one about T.D. Jakes? I went to his daughter's church in Hollywood.
We'll say that for...
Okay.
Yeah. Why would you not trade what you have today with your family, your children, your husband, the everyday struggles? Because the struggles you have now, would you say they compared to the struggles back then? I mean, it really wasn't a struggle because you were doing what you love, right?
You talking about when I was in Hollywood?
Yeah. I mean, you gave all that up for
the Lord.
For the Lord.
Yeah, because I didn't know you. I didn't, it's not like I did it because I was getting married. I didn't know Kelson.
Why is what you have now, in your mind, according to you, why is it worth more than a dream that you had? This is a literal...
Abraham, can y'all keep it down, please?
A little dream. Why is what you have worth more than that?
What I have now is worth a gazillion times more than what I had back then, because this is actual life. This is precious. That, I'm not saying anybody could do that, but that's vanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of it is a front. You know what I'm saying? The lifestyle of the celebrities is not real. It's not real. Who they are on camera, who they are, and who I was, a lot of that's not real. A lot of it is done. It's done to make $1. You know what I'm saying? It's done so I can be on TV. It's done so people have a perception of me. It's done so, my agents will approve it. Like Nicki Minaj, your breasts aren't big enough, your booty isn't big enough, you need to go have some work done so your fans will accept you. That's not who she is. She don't even care about that. She did it because they told her to do that. So that life in Hollywood, it's not real anyway. It's all done to make $1. And so I was in the same line. The only difference with me is I had the Lord. The Lord was leading me away from that. He was constantly leading me away from that. And so you can't buy a godly husband. You can't buy beautiful, God-fearing arrows, children. You can't buy them. I mean, yeah, I know some celebrities like Madonna, they do buy children. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't buy what I have. You can't.
You can't buy it when it's a blessing, a gift from God, given by God.
That's right. So that's why, to me, this is priceless. That's not like that life I had. Anybody can do it. They doing it. You see them on TV right now. They do that. Anybody can do that. This is not just, you can't just get this. I mean, you can, but you got to go through the Lord to get it. So that's why, to me, it's this. I wouldn't trade this for anything. And plus, when the Lord does it, there's no sorrow added to it. You know, that was stress. Even though it looked good, everybody thought it was like, oh man, Lady Ro, you getting it. You met with so and so and so and so. Like, you getting it, but that's a lot of stress in Hollywood, because the expectations that the devil has. The devil puts all these expectations on people that they got to do and reach and stuff, and it's not even you. It's not even who you are. And so with the Lord makes you be the more authentic you anyway. Like, what do you need this weed for? Get rid of it. What do you need all these expensive clothes for? Get rid of it. You know, you don't even need a 10,000 square foot house. You know, but these celebrities, they do all this so they can be on this plateau, on this level, so people will approve them, so people will worship them. Not so God will say, well done, my good and faithful servant. No. So people will do that. And so that life is not life. That's a broad way leading to destruction. And what we're on, when I'm on this life, this is the good life. So they got it all wrong. They got it confused because they see dollar signs as the prize instead of eternal life.
And there you have it, from somebody that was offered a music contract worth, I mean, the contract itself, but you know, we ain't talking about the rest of the money that comes behind it. $300,000 in 2007. Worked with famous people. We gave 3 people, but there's a list of others. You know, people out of Atlanta that have worked with T.I. and you know, people like that.
People work with Keisha Cole.
Yeah, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Y'all go check my Facebook post.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we can talk about Mike and stuff. Yeah,
T.D. Jake's daughter. Yeah, but anyway.
We can't tell everything in one video. And then the post I made yesterday where you performed at the Conga Room, the Foxhole.
Tons of
Since, you know, Mark Curry is in the spotlight right now.
Yeah.
And we don't say these things to boast in what we used to do. We boast in the life that Christ delivered us from. And your testimony may not be as extreme as ours. You know, because my testimony is extreme itself, hers is extreme itself. Like, man, you was in Hollywood, you know, doing music. You performed at the Hard Rock Cafe in these different places that the very celebrities they idolize. You was there. You was mingling with them. You was on the, you know, I ain't gonna say you was on the same stage with them, but you was on the stage that they performed on, where a lot of times they performed these stages before they got big, or they just came back because it was an event and stuff like that. We say these things to show you that we collectively walked away from those different things, that life, because it's something greater. Now, why would she give all that up unless she's just stupid? And y'all heard her talk. Does she sound stupid? No. So when we're talking about the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ, this is what we're talking about. We ain't talking about all that foolishness that y'all used to. This is real life. Real life. We are real people. Y'all know my testimony, you know, and y'all have heard her testimony. You've heard it from her herself, and I use my platform to also get her testimony out there. But it's not about clout chasing. We have no reason to clout chase. She can make a few calls and, hey, I want to do these songs, and, you know, here it is right here. And, oh, this is hot. When we going to make something happen?
Do you remember Airplanes, the song?
By... Who? By who?
I forgot. Rapper.
Was it Wiz Khalifa?
No. I was supposed to be in that video. Remember I told you that? That I was invited to the music video at Shamar Moore's house? Because I told you celebrities there. They told me to come out. And you know what God did? He made me break my phone. So I couldn't get to the music video shoot. I was supposed to be in that video. No lie. Yeah. That night, they gave me the address to the music video, the time, the day, the next day. And that night, after leaving Shamar Moore's house, broke my phone. Couldn't get to the music video. I didn't know. Yeah. True story. See, God, the Lord, Jesus Christ.
Y'all think we be playing, and then y'all mock what we say, not knowing who we know, what we know, who we're connected with. As I told you yesterday, it's the quiet ones you got to worry about, and I'm one of the quiet ones. I'm one of the quiet ones. I just talk loud because I have to, as a roaring lion. But I keep to myself.
B.O.B.
Oh, B.O.B. Airplane.
Mm-hmm. And I know his manager. Remember the dude? What's his name? Forgot. But go ahead.
Yeah, I remember you told me before. But yeah, this is what the gospel is about. It's not about that. Not about that bull job. It's about real life. Everybody's testimony isn't going to be as extreme as ours, but your testimony is your testimony, and you must live it and you must preach it. You must live and you must preach it. So there you have it. I put her on the spot. I wanted to get some authentic answers without her knowing. We've been going for almost an hour. Didn't know it was going to be this long. But
Yeah. That's his name.
yeah, I remember. We out. Let me go ahead and let her eat.